everybody. Welcome to Village Square. We have with us today Sally Holkar, the force behind the weaving and the very thriving textile hub of Maheshwar, which as we know today. And welcome, Sally, to Village Square.
Thank you. Thanks to all of you for looking at this discussion.
So, Sally, it's been a journey of 40 years. And, a really long, fruitful journey, as we would say. So, where do you think how far you have come and how far has your dream come true?
I think all of us, myself definitely, you can only dream so far. You can only dream so far. You don't dare to dream too far because like I'll fail or something like that. So I tried not to think beyond a year or 2 years or 3 years just to get this project off the ground. The first project was called WomenWeave. Was called, Handloom School and all that. So we started with that. And then as with all of us, when something starts to succeed, then we take another little step like that. And we feel a little bit more confident about it. So the years have passed quickly because every step we've taken, almost every step we've taken, has been successful. So that's very encouraging. And other people then feel like they'd like to know about this and work with us and do something for us or whatever. So it's not just us doing something, it's all of us doing something together, I think. When I say all of us, I mean the people who are interviewing you, the people who are sending you things, the people who are buying from you, the people who are coming to visit your looms. All of them become part of a story, right?
So you started with Rehwa, and now there is, WomenWeave, and there is Guri Muri and the Handloom School. Were the challenges that you faced back then, are they any different from the challenges that are, that present themselves today?
It's much easier now because communicating with each other is so much easier. When we first started the Handloom School, the Rehwa Society, there was like nothing to communicate with, not even cell phones or not anything, not even anything online. And so we had to do over and over and over and over again exhibitions. So all of you who are listening probably will know what an exhibition is. Some of you don't. Maybe people abroad don't know what an exhibition is so much, but it's taking all your goods that you spend a lot of time and thought and power on getting it together. And then you take it all someplace and you lay it all out so nicely, and within 15 minutes, it's a mess. Also, but the ladies who, mostly it's been ladies, the ladies who bought for us over the years, they kind of like the mess, and it's very pretty to see all those things flying around in different directions. And so it's not only we, the directors or the whatever you want to call us, but the weavers themselves see that this product that I'm weaving, and I've been weaving for years in my own little place, is much admired and desired by so many people. We can't believe it, because they're in a little village.
With handloom, not just in Maheshwar, throughout India, we see, like you said, is much admired and people cherish it. And yet, the barrier probably, what skeptics see it as that is a price barrier. Do you think, there actually is a price barrier? Like, of course, there, any handloom or handicraft products takes a long time to get prepared, a lot of human hours and human energy spent. So do you think, the acceptability is a little less because there is a price barrier when compared to, power loom pieces?
So I'm not, for many years, I'm not actively involved in the marketing or people coming to see it or anything like that. So I'm not fully aware of what you're saying. But I do know that even from day one, when people came and saw who was weaving what and what it took to do that, they had no hesitation about buying. Now, that message cannot be conveyed to everybody who you're trying to sell to. There must be better ways to convey that message than what we're doing right now. But people also get tired of messages. I get tired of messages also. You actually just have to like the thing or not and find that you can pay for it or you can't. And that is not in anybody's hands, really, because we have to sell a product at a price that will pay the weaver, pay for all of our costs and leave a little profit so that we can continue. We're not a greedy organization at all. We're just trying to continue.
Yeah, no, sure. Another thing that is normally said is that for handmade products to have a wider audience, a wider reach, somehow the traditional craft has to be merged with contemporary designs and contemporary products. Do you agree?
I think that can get out of hand, and I think that you have to be quite a sensitive person not to let it get out of hand. You know, there are pros and cons to all this, as all of us know, and I'm not an expert on that sort of a thing, but I think maybe there should be some kind of a central place online where you could take the opinion of some people who are quite experienced in this, and they might say, "You've tried this, and we're sorry to say that we have a knowledge of the market. We don't think this is going to work, but you could tweak it like this or tweak it like that or something." That would be very valuable to all of us.
And then, just speaking of Maheshwar, you've spent a lot of time here, and now this place is on the handloom map of India. How does that make you feel?
Scary. It's scary. There's too much traffic. There's a lot of people around. At the same time, just now, I've come to the handloom school, and there have been people from everywhere, and that's just so, it makes you feel so good. It really makes you feel good.
But under your vision, so many people have got trained. The handloom school has trained so many into weaving, and Rehwa Society, of course, worked with the artisans who had weaving as their traditional family livelihood source. And now with the WomenWeave, we are training new people into weaving.
Yes.
Too. So how does that make you feel? Do you think that's like more of these initiatives are required?
It makes me feel not hesitant, but cautious. Because these things can get out of hand. They can go the wrong way in price. They can go the wrong way in the look. They can put off the possible person who's going to buy rather than attract that person. So there has to be a balance, and we all have to listen to each other while we're doing this. I would say that we need to collaborate with each other much more in the weaving. See, what are you doing? What have you had trouble with? What's worked? What has not worked? Because we're not competing against each other. We're all in this together.
What other problems does Maheshwar face today? What are the other challenges in terms of infrastructure, in terms of value of living, in terms of the facilities it offers to its residents?
For the senior people, they were the weavers we started with. And now some of them are still weaving, like they're 80 years old or something like that. They need and are getting better houses. Sometimes when it rains very hard, it just comes right through the roof and onto the saree that you're weaving on the floor. So housing and education for their children and their children's children. That education needs to be more than just mathematics and grammar and this and that. They have to include something that will be useful to people who are weaving cloth and designing it and selling it and promoting it. So that's a special kind of weaving, that's a special kind of need that you have, and it can be provided by the schools. I don't think that would have to be each weaving area should put up its own little club or something like that, where the weavers could come and discuss their products and their problems and their hopes and their dreams together, rather than in competition. They should be in coordination, cooperative things. And I think that can happen even if the teacher or the mentor couldn't come to that meeting. That meeting you can do online with somebody that you choose, right?
Is the younger generation, the children of the weavers, are they interested in taking up the profession? Are they interested in continuing?
Some, I'll tell you, in the beginning, nobody was proud to be a weaver. They weren't proud to say their mother and father were weavers. Now, I think around India, they're not ashamed of it anymore. They would perhaps like to get more money or more, feel like more superstars than they feel like right now. But things like Instagram and all that have changed this so much. You are a hero if Instagram projects you as a hero or a heroine, right?
And one final question, what is the next thing that you wish to see in Maheshwar?
I think it would be nice if Maheshwar itself had one area designated for themselves as weavers, not these weavers or those weavers or somebody's weavers, but where the weavers could sit together, have a tea, have cookie or whatever, and sometimes they could sit together and they could invite a tour group who's come or something like that, so that the tour group or the person who's there listening to them, or the person who's an outsider even in Maheshwar in terms of where they're weaving you this aspect, so you could hear each other's needs and where you're scared and where you're happy and where you need advice. And it's not competition, it's collaboration.